the newscast of the African diaspora. I'm your anchor, Ochanda, daily bringing you the top stories from Africa and the Caribbean. Let's take a look at today's news on Wednesday, May 24th, 2023. We go to Sudan, where the capital has witnessed a moment of calm. Large parts of Khartoum witnessed a cautious calm on Tuesday following a 7-day humanitarian ceasefire signed by both sides of the conflict going on. Shooting reportedly continued in parts of other cities. The truce became effective back on Monday, and a woman noted that monitoring of the warfare in neighborhoods were sensing silence. A woman told local media that they had not heard any sounds of gunfire since Tuesday morning. The sources expressed their hope that the humanitarian aid teams would be able to enter the city when the silence would hold. Teams of volunteers have already begun to prepare for delivery and distribution of relief items. Journalists and political analysts have expressed their optimism about the ceasefire that was signed last Saturday, and they attributed to the failure of the 6 previous truces to the lack of trust between the two parties. The Missing People Initiative reported that at least 229 civilians and military personnel disappeared without a trace since the war broke out back on April 15th. In a press statement, the initiative said that the number was only an indication because the scarcity of information and poor internet has been difficult to gain accuracy. The Sudanese Doctors Union and the East Nile Emergency Room have decided to close the doors of its hospital called Alban El Jadid to preserve the safety of staff and all volunteers. The president of a university reported that the compound was subjected to vandalism and looting. In a statement on social media, he said that the university will seek and find ways to resume studies as soon as the situation has normalized. They have apologized for the non-disbursement of salaries to the staff because the suspension of the banking system and the rest of the technical services, and have pledged to solve these problems in the shortest amount of time. Those in Sudan, let us know your thoughts. Let us know if you, in fact, feel that this specific humanitarian truce will hold. Let's go to Ethiopia. The Buckingham Palace in England has rejected a request by the Ethiopian government. Buckingham Palace in England has declined a request to repatriate the remains of Prince Alemayehu, an Ethiopian royal who was buried at Windsor Castle back in the 19th century. Prince Alemayehu was taken to England following the Battle of Makaldala back in 1868 when British soldiers looted his father's imperial citadel. According to a source, Queen Victoria took an interest in the prince and arranged for him to study at a school before he was sent on a military training at Sandhurst. He left then less than a year for the English city of Leeds, where he died of pneumonia. He was buried at St. George's Chapel back in Windsor Castle at the request of Queen Victoria of England, and the Ethiopian government has previously asked the British royal family for his remains to be returned to his homeland. They stated, "We want his remains back as a family and as Ethiopians because that is not the country that he was born in." However, Buckingham Palace has released a statement indicating that the removal of the prince's remains could disturb the resting place of numerous other individuals buried at St. George's Chapel. The palace spokesperson emphasized the need to preserve the dignity of the departed while acknowledging the responsibility to honor Prince Alemayehu's memory. The statement also mentioned that the royal household had previously accommodated Ethiopian delegations' request to visit the chapel. Thousands of treasures, sculptures, and other artworks, many of them dating back to the 16th century, were looted by British colonialists and remain in the British Museum. The return of artifacts that were looted in the colonial era has become an increasingly pressing issue for some Western nations. Those in Ethiopia, let us know if you feel that the prince's remains will ever come back. We want to hear directly from you, especially if you are of his descended family member. Let's go to West Africa and Nigeria. Lake Chad oil well to yield millions of barrels. The Wadi B well in the Lake Chad Basin of the Borno state is expected to produce 943 million barrels of oil. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari flagged off the resumption of drilling in the well on Tuesday. Joining the ceremony virtually, Buhari said that although the exploration started back in 1976, it was suspended back in 1995. But after the success of the Kolmani oil well last year, the Lake Chad oil basin and gas exploration looks to resume. He stated, "I look forward to a successful drilling campaign in the Chad Basin through the collaboration of many groups and other government agencies and through the people, security, and government of the state of Nigeria." Earlier, the Commission Chief Executive and Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission said that the well with oil producing license will add to the reserve. He said that we are optimistic that through this appraisal drilling, the huge hydrocarbon resource estimated at 943 million barrels of initial oil in place will be matured and migrated into the proven oil reserves. The governor of Borno State has stated his support to the people and the project. The project is quite commendable, and it shall no doubt stand the test of time. And it will also create jobs and reduce unemployment and curb insurgency, which is often caused by unemployment. The governor assured the country that along with security forces, the state shall do everything within its reach to provide security for the project. He said that the state is welcoming with revenue from the well, and there will be funds to build new universities and include more job creations from the youth, all just from this one project. Those in Nigeria, let us know your excitement about the Lake Chad Basin oil well reopening since 1995. Let's go to the Caribbean and end it there. Electricity problems grow in Grenada. The island of Caricao, which recently experienced island-wide power outages due to a fire at a power plant, is now facing another challenge, as electricity will now have to be routed to different parts of the island. Grenada's Electricity Services Limited, in a statement, said that the generator had been overheating and was forced out of service because of further technical difficulties. The unit that is temporarily out of service is the larger of the two generators that had been supplying electricity to the rest of the island. The loss of the additional generator resulted in an island-wide nation outage. This new development means that the load shedding schedule will not be implemented. Instead, electricity will be routed to different parts of the island, with priority being given to emergency facilities and commercial centers. The manager of the electrical system also stated that additional technical resources have been mobilized to assist with resolving the issues of the generator, so to restore service to more customers. Extending apologies to customers for the latest events, a spokesperson said, "In the meantime, we are looking at exploring other options for more immediate relief for customers, and they will continue to provide updates to customers as the situation changes." Those in Grenada, especially the island of Caracas, will let us know if you feel that there will be a short-term and long-term solution to the electrical crisis. When we come back, we will have today's African proverb of the day. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Let's take a look at today's African proverb of the day. And it comes to us from Baluba. I don't know where Baluba is. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments. And it reads, "The skin of the leopard is beautiful, but not his heart." Once again, the skin of the leopard is beautiful, but not his heart. Woo-hoo. That's pretty good, huh? Let me know your interpretation of today's African proverb of the day, as well as your thoughts, views, questions, comments, and concerns on the top stories. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for today and any other time that we upload material. Also, feel free to follow us on all social media platforms. For Kush News on Kush Convos TV, I'm Ochanda. We'll see you soon.